Hey, what's up, Facebook? It's Mike Ferrante here, founder of Like Us Publishing and Mic'd Up Parties. Real quick, I'm just gonna invite some people to my live. So give me 1 second. Oh, let's go this way. Because I know that I am doing this now with, well, I guess I can't do it right now, but that's okay. Wait, maybe I can. Request to be broadcast? No, that's okay. All viewers you send. Sure. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay. I know I'm a little late because I have been trying to prepare myself for this live and try to probably can't see me now. Sorry about that. And try to kind of practice a little bit before I go on here. It's not letting me tag people for some reason. But you know what? That's okay, because I will definitely share this later. So I'm doing this with the Like Us Publishing page instead of my normal page, because this is actually going to be not only just talk about LGBT and the community, but to also talk about our next book project, which is This Is Who We Are. Just a little bit about Like Us Publishing, if you don't know already. Basically, our company is a book publishing company. We do ebooks and paperbacks right through Amazon, and we are sharing real-life experiences and stories with the world, as far as anything that really people feel they want to express to other people, or honestly just stories that people don't really like to talk about and topics that people don't really like to discuss, like being LGBT. But seeing Love, Simon yesterday, which was an amazing movie, I definitely suggest people going to see it, whether you're LGBT or not. But it kind of inspired me to do this live, so I'm going to talk a little bit about being LGBT first, and then I'm going to go a little bit more into This Is Who We Are. So, being LGBT is not a choice. Whether you think it is or whether the book of God says it is, it's not. It's not a choice at all. People, especially I've learned with getting submissions for This Is Who We Are, people have definitely tried to change who they are and be what society calls normal and straight. And it just ended up in disaster for both them and for their partners. Well, I won't say disaster per se, but it just all those years you've wasted together, and you've created all these memories, and you've had kids, and you got married, and all this stuff, and and that's great that you tried to put your beliefs, I guess, before who you are, but in the end, was it really worth it in total? Yes, of course, kids are a blessing. I want to have kids someday myself, but you just wasted all those years both together with the opposite sex, and you didn't even, it just didn't work out in the end. And you have to think to yourself, I'm sorry, you have to think to yourself, if you do choose to go the straight path, and you do choose to go to the path that that leads you to a normal life, you have to make sure that you understand the consequences that come with that, because you're not only messing with your life, you're also messing with that other person's life. So you got to think about that other person as well. But going back to my original statement, being LGBT is not a choice. But as a post that I read earlier this week stated, homophobia is. And I apologize for all the buzzing. My boyfriend's texting me. So being homophobic and doing homophobic acts against the LGBT is a choice. Um, Being abusive towards the LGBT, threatening the LGBT, killing and murdering LGBT people just for who they are, that is a choice, and that is your choice. And anybody who knows me knows that I'm not a very religious person, and I'm not. I believe more in evolution than in like God creating us. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if it was true what everyone believes with their religion, as far as like God creating us, God loving us, the person that I learned about when I was younger, because my grandmother made me go through church and made me go through communion and all that jazz and Bible studies and all that. So I do know a little bit about what God says in the Bible and God thinks about the world in general. But I believe this is a test. I believe people who are LGBT is a test. And not only for those who aren't LGBT, but for those who are. Because people who are LGBT, I think, are being tested to see if they're able to accept themselves as they are, and to believe in themselves, and to have forgiveness for those who are against us and who don't like us. And it's also a test for people who are homophobic and people who don't like the LGBT, because God, at least the God I read about and I learned about when I was younger, He loves everybody. He does not judge anybody. He forgives everybody for their sins, as long as you are willing to believe in Him and believe in His words. And He is a person who just all around went around hanging out with the people who weren't His followers per se. He was always helping the prostitutes and the thieves, and always trying to talk to them and understand their side of the story. And honestly, that's what we're trying to do with our publication, This Is Who We Are. We're trying to help people who are LGBT understand that this isn't a choice, and that you are who you are, and you should be proud of who you are. And it's also to go out there and show people how the process of coming out is, and how everyone's situation is different, and how it's not easy for everyone to come out. Which kind of goes into my next topic. It's a little spoiler alert with the movie Love, Simon, so if you have not seen it yet, I apologize for this little foreshadowing and this little spoiler alert. But when you are LGBT and you have not come out yet, and either somebody finds out you are LGBT, or you confide in somebody that you trusted, and they out you, that is not okay. I'm gonna make my opinion very, very clear that outing somebody is not okay. Whether you're angry at them, you're upset with them, no matter what the situation is, when you out somebody, you are taking something away from that person. Because when you're LGBT, you should have the choice of who you come out to, how you come out to them, and when you come out to them. It is not your choice to decide when somebody comes out. It should be that person's choice, because honestly, that is the hardest thing for somebody to do as an LGBT person, is to come out to their friends and come out to their family. Because before we come out, we're scared. We are so scared that we're going to lose everybody that we've loved or ever cared about. We're afraid that we're going to get kicked out of our house. We're afraid that nobody is going to care for us. And we have all this self-hate and self-doubt and all this just raging roller coaster of emotions going through us, that when we finally decide to come out, it's such a relief, and it's the greatest feeling in the world. But when you are outed by somebody, that just takes away everything that you've tried to prepare yourself for, and it is not okay. So please, if you know somebody who is LGBT, or if you have a friend who is LGBT and they confided in you and ask you to please keep it a secret, please respect their wishes, and please never ever out somebody due to just a sense of emotion that you have, and that either whether you're mad at them or upset with them, because honestly, that's probably one of the worst things you can do to somebody. And I'm so glad I was able to come out on my own, even though basically everybody knew I was gay. But it's just, it's such a relief to have that ability to be able to come out on your own. Um, but another advice to give to those who are still struggling with acceptance and still struggling to come out, I do want to just let you know that personally, I wish I came out a little sooner. Personally, I wouldn't wait too long. Like, come out when you're ready and when you're prepared, and when you've thought about all the consequences and you have backup plans in case you do get kicked out or in case you do lose your friends. Like, just please come out when you are ready, but come out sooner than later, because when you come out, it's just such a relief, and it's just such an amazing feeling, and you can finally be the person that you were meant to be, and you can finally be you and not have this deep dark secret that you have to think about every time you go out, how you act, how you say things, how you do this and how you do that. It's such a relief not to have to stress about that. So come out when you're ready, but don't wait too long, because you're going to miss out on life and miss out on being you, and that's not cool. And you have your support system. There's plenty of LGBT out there that are here to support you. And to those of you LGBT that are judging other LGBT because either they're not fit enough or they're too feminine or whatever the situation is, we need to stop hating on ourselves. We need to stop and take a look at what we're doing, because when you are LGBT and you're part of this community and you are making fun of another LGBT person, you're just as bad as the heteros that do it, and you're just as bad as the people that go out and you just abuse our community for being who they are, and that again is not cool. That is not right, and we are supposed to stand together. Together, you can't really see it because it's backwards, but together we will rise, not separated. Everyone who came before us and fought for our freedom and fought for the rights that we have today, like, I feel like everything is going to shit because this new generation is just a carefree, I don't give a shit what people think, and that's great to an extent, but don't be disrespecting other LGBT, because that just makes you just as bad as the next person. And you can agree to disagree, but I'm going to tell you right now, you're wrong if you are LGBT and you are bashing another LGBT because they're too femme or they're too masculine or they're too transgender or whatever the hell you guys are talking about now. Like, just stop. Respect each other and boost each other up. Don't bring each other down. Okay. Now that I got that out of my system. So a little bit about our project, This Is Who We Are. So This Is Who We Are is an LGBT anthology. It's bringing people's coming out stories to life in a book. It's going through the coming out process. So basically what we ask, if you do want to submit, which you can submit either by messaging me on Facebook, or you can submit by sending me an email at likeuspublishing.com or y8pride@gmail.com. Either email will work. I work with both emails. Or again, you could just message me here on Facebook. But so what we're basically looking for is things like how you felt before coming out. When did you realize that you were different? What did your friends and family say and react? And did you lose anybody because of it? This one's a little dark, but did you ever go to alcohol, drugs, or self-harm in order to cope with your emotions? Believe it or not, a lot of us do. So it's not uncommon for that to happen, and hopefully you were able to get off of that and better yourself because you are amazing just the way you are. So don't ever be ashamed to be who you are. And There's a few other stuff that we ask, but the main thing is at the end when we ask you to write any advice you would give to somebody who is struggling with acceptance, and just to kind of explain everything as far as what how you identify and what that means to you. So I mean that's it. That's all I had to say today. Thank you very much for watching, whoever did watch, if you could watch, because for whatever reason my lives don't go well at all. I don't know if I'm pressing the wrong thing, but I press go live and I hit the go live frame or whatever, or selection. So if you were unable to view my live while I was live, just catch the replay, I guess, and I will talk to somebody who does lives tomorrow about why my lives never go live. So that is all. Again, if you have any questions about our next book, This Is Who We Are, if you want to submit your own coming out story, if you have friends or family members, or if you're big on YouTube and you have followers that are LGBT that you think would like to submit to this anthology, please have them reach out to us. Either my personal account, Mike Ferrante, or Like Us Publishing page, or again through email. So thank you very much for watching, and yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful and fabulous day. And go see Love, Simon.